I'm Jennifer with Magnolia Design Company. I'm a founding creator with the company and a team leader of Team She's Crafty. And today I am going to show you a super cute craft that you can use with our God Bless America stencil. As you can see, my stencil is very well loved. The company suggests that you can use these stencils anywhere from 8 to 12 times. So I have used it a couple of times, and you can see there's some staining here, but that does not render it useless. It just means that I have created something special with my stencil. So as you're coming in, please say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from. I would love to hear from you. If I don't get to your comments, questions, or concerns, please just know that I will come back and I will go through all of them after my live. We're also going to use our board and base. You're probably thinking to yourself, how's she going to get that big stencil on that tiny little surface? Well, I'm going to show you just how you can do that in just a moment. We're going to use some bits and pieces of it. That's the beautiful part about our stencils, is that you don't have to use them as a whole. You can use just bits and pieces. You can mix and match, create something very unique and different and uniquely yours. So I know that the words are backwards on my screen, and I do apologize for that. I haven't quite figured out how to get it to flip back around, so I apologize for that. So just bear with me and you'll get to see the end result, and I promise that we will post pictures after the fact as well. So let's get this party started. It is a beautiful day. I'm going to turn the camera down just so you can see what I'm doing. It is a beautiful day in my hometown. It's very warm. How's the weather where you are? Let me know in the comments down below. So on my surface, you can see we have one of our cutting mats. The cutting mats are great for lining up things as well. So this size surface is a 5x7 surface, and you can use both the front and the back of this surface. So that's the nice part about it. So it's 5 inches wide and 7 inches wide. Is that right? 7 inches tall, 5 inches wide. How about that? All right, so I'm going to use the God Bless America, and I'm going to use some of our chalk paste with Magnolia Design Company. And I'm going to line this up just a little bit. Here's a pro tip. To keep these big stencils when you're using a smaller surface, to keep them from sticking to the surface, you can put your carrier sheet underneath the stencil so it doesn't stick to the countertop or the table or whatever surface you're working on. I want to make sure that it's just about lined up. There we go. And I'm going to use our Old Glory Blue. Now your chalk paste should be about the consistency of like frosting from a can. Some people like the consistency of about yogurt, but I like mine a little bit thicker. I find it easier to work with. And if it's not that consistency, see how rich and creamy and smooth that is? If it's not that consistency, then you can add a little bit of water into it, and then just mix as needed. See how smooth that goes on? So, how's everybody's day? My day's going pretty good. So I have a toddler in my household. She may come in at some point in time and during this live, and if she does, that just means that life is happening all around us, and that's okay. That's the nice part about using these stencils, is that you can make it quick, so that if toddlers are about, you can grab them quickly, get to them quickly. Okay, so it's a little off-centered, but that's okay. I'm not a perfect crafter. I don't strive to be perfect. I just try to make it look cute. So I'm going to actually set that aside. When I wash my stencils, I wash them in cold water because the stencils are made out of silkscreen and vinyl, And if you use hot water, it could essentially melt the vinyl. So I do suggest that you wash it in cold water. I'm also going to be using our heat tool. I absolutely love this heat tool from Magnolia Design Company because for a couple of reasons. One, it's really lightweight. Two, it has two speeds, a slow and a faster speed. And the beautiful part about it is that it does not get super hot. So with a toddler around, as you can see, I can put my hand in front of it and it's not burning. And that's on high. So that's on low. So I love our heat tool. I just want to make sure that that's completely dry before I move on to my next part. When it dries, it's going to dry to a matte color. And it won't rub off. It can scratch off. So if you want your chalkboard to be permanent, then I do suggest that you use a clear coat of spray paint. The brand that I use is Krylon. And it works pretty good. All right, got that done. So far we have God Bless on there, and I know it's backwards. I do apologize. Just bear with me. Gonna line that back up. Now here's another pro tip. If you are doing stages and you don't want the stencil to stick to your to the part that you've already done, put the backer sheet over the top of that area that you've already pasted. We're going to line that up. And it's just going to be slightly below where I've already pasted, and the backer sheet is protecting that area that I've already pasted. So this is, I'm using our bright red, and I'm going to mix it really quick with a stir stick. I'm down to my bare bones minimum on this. Time to order more. Looks like I need some more squeegees too. All right. Hey girl, hey, how are you? And if I don't say hello to you, or I don't answer you, just know that I will answer you in the comments, because I don't have much time with the little one around. Oh, that turned out spectacular. Except for I missed the little dot where the eye is. Just boop, boop. Fantastic. All right, so again, wash your stencils if you're coming in late and you're just now joining us. Wash your stencils in cold water, okay? That's I wash my stencils in cold water along with our stencil cleaner, which looks like a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser but without the chemicals, and it has ridges on it, so it'll nicely scrub out all of that chalk paste out of that silk screen. Or if you're using our inks, it'll do the same thing. Now, staining happens. That's just a matter of life. But just know that as long as the silk screen is clean, you're good to go. All right, so I am done with that. So it says, God bless America. And again, I know if you're just now joining us that the words are backwards. I do apologize. Let's dry that 100%. I think I want to embellish this just a little bit, but I gotta mark it where it is, because with the board and base, it sinks down into the base, and I don't want it to go too far so that you can't see the embellishments. So give me just 1 second. Let me finish drying this. And when it dries, look, you know that it's dry because it's not going to smear. So, with little hands always touching my stuff, the blue was already there. That much I can tell you. All right, let's grab this stencil again. Oh, one thing before we do. So see how that sinks down a little bit? So I am going to take my black Sharpie, and I'm just going to make a little mark where you're not going to be able to see it, right there at the very edge, so that I know that I don't drop down further than that. Let's grab this again one more time. I'm going to cover up what I don't want the stencil to stick to. And I'm going to add the hearts and the stars. And I'm just going to do those in white. I don't know what happened to all of my squeegees. There's another one. There we go. Hi, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Anybody have any special plans for for this weekend? We don't. All right, let me dry that really quick. Then I'm going to add a little bit more finishing touches, and we're going to be done. But before I do, I'm going to put the lids on all of my chalk paste. So I'm going to spritz these with a little bit of water. I'm just going to let the water sit right on top. Sometimes I have a hard time. I hurt my wrist, so sometimes I have a hard time getting the jars to close all the way. So if you push down on the top of the lid, it'll actually line up. I've got a bucket of water sitting here that I'm putting all the paste into, or the squeegees into. Thank you, I appreciate it. I hope you're having a beautiful day. All right. So, now that we've got that all done, like any other crafter, I am a craft hoarder, or I like to think of myself as a craft savior, which means that I don't let them go to the land called Phil. How about you? Smash those hearts if you are a savior of crafting supplies. So I have all of these pieces of fabric that I saved from the last craft that I did them with, and I'm going to turn them into a little pennant. This was inspired by another fellow crafter of mine, Miss Talisa Lindsay. She did an amazing craft with our Pledge of Allegiance stencil, and I just loved her little craft. So mine's going to be a little bit different, but just know that it was inspired by her. And so thank you, Miss Talisa Lindsay, for the inspiration. So I'm going to fold this over. I triple folded it, and I'm just going to, I don't have a template, so I'm just going to make a little triangle shape with my Sharpie. Looks about right. I'm going to take my Magnolia Design Company scissors. These are amazing scissors. I own 3 pairs of them. They are super sharp. They are definitely not kid friendly, so keep them out of reach of little ones. And just making triangles, and they don't need to be perfect. We got, oh, let's snip that one right down the center. We got 3 little triangles. I'm gonna do the, oh, I got more than 3 now. Where'd these come from? I do know. Oh, I think those were the snips. We'll just use the ones that look the best. How about that? Not that one. All right. I'm going to do the same thing with the gingham. Now, down below in the comments, let me know, do you call it gingham or do you call it buffalo plaid? I'm old school. I call it gingham. I'm old. Sorry. Life happens. Like I said, there's the dog barking. Dogs barking, kids crying. You know the drill. So I'm cutting on the inside of where I made the Sharpie marks. So I don't want to see them on the little flags. I got some twine here, and I got my hot glue gun ready to go. And I'm just going to alternate the colors in between. And I may have to trim these. I think I might need to make them just a tad smaller. Hear the baby getting into something. All right. That's pretty good. I'm going to hang these from the top of this little sign. I grabbed the wrong triangle. I certainly did. That was a piece that I had cut off. There we go. Just lining them up. Bear with me. And like I said, they don't have to be perfect. They just need to, because I'm kind of going for an old Americana feel on this, is what I'm kind of going for. They just need to be semi-even. That's what I'm trying to do. But of course, the fabric is not doing what I wanted to do. All right, there we go. Just gonna go for it. There we go. Good enough for gem work. I don't want to mess up my board, so I have these cool cutting boards that I slide underneath here that I buy from the Dollar Tree. They're just bendable plastic cutting boards that I use so that when I'm like hot gluing or painting things, I don't get them all over the place. I want them to kind of be a little tattered, so I'm gonna fray them just a little with my fingernails. And I'm just gonna put some glue. You know what's great for the glue too? Our our squeegee paintbrushes. So that you don't burn your fingers. And here you thought they were just for painting. Oh, sticky. I'm just pushing the twine down into that glue. What's nice about these squeegees is that once the glue dries, it comes right off of the squeegee. Another pro tip. Let me grab another glue stick. There we go. I'm going to flip these upside down. Don't burn yourself on the hot glue. I have done that many times. How many of you have burned yourself? Smash those hearts if you're like me and you have burned the bejeebers out of your fingers. I did that on a live once. Oh, I forgot to fray that one. We'll let the glue dry first. While we're doing that, let's just fray these so I don't forget to do the rest of them, right? So I burnt my fingers really bad on another live one day. And of course it's a family show, so can't use colorful words. But let me tell you, I really wanted to. All right, so we want to do like this. See, we want it to look a little frayed. Okay, so you want a joke. So a string walks into a bar. Yep, a string. String like this. He walks into the bar and the bartender says, "We don't serve your kind." And he says, "Like what?" And he's like, "We don't serve strings." He's like, "All right." So the string walks outside and he frays himself up and he ties himself into a little knot. He walks back into the bar and the bartender says, "I told you, we don't serve strings here." He said, "Sir, I'm not a string. I'm afraid not." I love that joke. My family was telling jokes the other night. Some of them were going right over my head. that looks just a little bit tattered. All right, we're almost done. And then you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how's she going to attach that? Well, don't you fret, my friend. I'm going to show you. All right. Cool beans. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Trying to figure out which way that looks best. There we go. We are near the end, my friends. This may even be just a tad too long for this. Because I don't measure anything. Measuring's for the birds. I think that might be good. Yep, it's too long. That's okay. Here, we're gonna pull this one off. Well, it's still not all the way dry. We only need 4 on this one. 4 little triangles is all we need. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna snip this. Now I'm going to use what's called a crocodile. This is not from Magnolia Design Company. You can actually get this from your local craft store. It's also available online. What is a crocodile? It is a giant hole punch. So I am going to pop some holes right here into my board to string it up. One on each end. So you can see how the holes went directly through that. It's a great tool. Use coupons if you can. I'm going to use another cheating tool. This is called an easy beater, and it makes it easier for me to string things up. So it's like a giant needle. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this, just bear with me, make it fit. It's a little too big. Like I said, I don't ever measure anything. I just wing it and hope it looks cute. There we go. I consider myself to be a messy crafter. How many messy crafters are there out there? Smash those hearts if you're a messy crafter. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. I can fix it. Okay, so it hangs down too far for my liking, so I'm actually going to just put a little dab of hot glue right up at the top. Okay, I lose my crafting supplies all the time. Isn't that amazing? It comes right off of the silicone. Tie these. Fingernails sometimes get in the way. How many of you have your nails done? Mine are all done in patriotic colors right now. I'll trim that. So I got my nails done in red, white, and blue for the holiday. Thanks for sticking around, by the way. I appreciate it. And thank you to Magnolia for giving us this amazing opportunity. For those of you that don't know my story, I was paralyzed by a drunk driver at the age of 15. And I don't think that anything should ever stop you from pursuing your dreams. And Magnolia has given me the ability to do that. Crafting is my full-time job. I get paid to do what I love. And this turned out so stinking cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. I could, and if I wanted to, I could embellish the base as well. So if you want more information on how you can become a creator with Magnolia Design Company, just drop information down below and I will be sure to reach out to you personally. Have a blessed, beautiful day. I will see you all very soon. And God bless America. Bye, guys.